Hey yo everyone! I get asked pretty often what is the best way to level up, so I figured we would put this to the test and resolve this once and for all. In this video, I am going to look at the best matchmaking modes to earn Warlord Experience, Unit Experience, Honor, Mastery Points, and Skill Points. We will look at what matchmaking mode gives the most returns and what is the best for the amount of time it takes to complete. The data that I am using was compiled from both me and a mod of mine playing 5 matches in each mode. We then averaged the data across all 10 matches to get the results. With that out of the way, let's get into it. First off, I decided to test how much performance in a match matters. I did a few Expedition 3s where I stood AFK in the corner, and a few where I participated as a tryhard. This should show how much you gain by actually putting your effort into a match. Looking at the results, it shows that performance in a match is a large factor in how much experience you get. We are seeing a gain of roughly 84% for Warlord XP and Unit XP, as well as a 77% gain for Honor, and Mastery being entirely driven by performance, getting 0 in the AFK matches. This goes to show that putting your best effort into your matches will get you the best returns. With that aside, let's look at Warlord Experience. For Warlord Experience, we are seeing the biggest gains on average from siege battles, with field battles coming up at roughly 70% the amount of experience as siege. The most interesting part of this though, is that if we look at how much experience you gain per a minute that it takes to complete the match, then AI battles jump up and take the lead, netting you almost 1300 experience per minute, with field and siege around 830. Though expeditions continue to be way behind for Warlord Experience, AI jumping to the top largely is because on average, it only took just over 4 minutes to complete a training battle, the field battles taking over 10 and siege averaging over 14. This means we could get almost 2 to 3 AI battles done in the time it took for a siege battle. This trend continues with most of the tests we ran. If we jump to looking at honor gains, you'll see once again siege taking the lead with field battles behind it. This time we actually see an expedition giving a decent result of 65% of the siege returns, or 80% of the field battle returns. All of this ends up turning on its head when once again we look at how this compares to the time investment. When looking at honor per the minute, AI takes the lead at 11 honor per minute, with field in second at 9.4 and expedition 1s at 8.6. The values are so close together that the quick matches all top the chart when you consider farming time. As for mastery points to level up your weapon with, we get a very shocking result. AI training tops the chart hands down this time, not even taking into account the time investment. Field and sieges are very close behind in second and third. If we take into account the time investment, AI training crushes doing other matchmaking, earning you nearly 35 a minute, with the next closest being field battles at 35% the return of AI training. Looking at skill points to also level up weapons with, we found out that in testing, that skill points return is a set value. Every victory in either matchmaking nets you 16 skill points, with every defeat giving you 4. This is a flat value no matter what game mode you play. With that being said, if we once again look at the time investment, to no surprise, when the values are equal, the faster game modes give you the most return per the time invested. Last but not least is Unit Experience. This is going to be the grinding that most players will do, and therefore probably the most pertinent data set. Looking at Unit Experience, it is obvious that Expedition 3s are the best Unit Experience return. Siege battles came up in second, though I will say that some of our data points came very close to that of Expedition 3s, but on average, it ended up being lower due to all the variables at play in siege battles. We see that Expedition 1s have a very low return, even compared to AI training, so doing them for Unit Experience does not seem worth it, even for new players. Let's now look at how these returns compare when time is taken into account. As you can see, almost all the game modes even out. There are 2 exceptions, being Expedition 3's still leading the way as the best for unit leveling, with AI training close behind. This confirms that for newer players, AI training is a great option, switching to Expedition 3's once you hit level 60. After looking over everything, if you are looking to grind levels, AI training is your best option for everything, with the exception of Expedition 3's for unit leveling. If you are a new player, I would generally recommend using AI training to grind out to level 60. That way you get not only all of your attributes, but a good return on mastery points to work on leveling your weapon. With that being said, it is also important to do your weekly quests and challenges. Siege battles and field battles both show good returns, though depending what time of the day you play on, field battles can become near impossible to find. I hope all of this helped you out. It was a lot of work recording all the data and making this video, so if it did help you out, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. If you want to talk about these numbers, you can do so in my Discord or a Twitch stream over on the Twitch channel. With that, until next time, I'll see you on the battlefield. Yes! Yes!